All right, guys, how you doing? What's up? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Some interesting news from Barcelona. On March 15th, Barcelona presidential elections will be held on that day, and this is really interesting news. Joan Laporta right now has stepped down as Barcelona's president to kick off his campaign for the upcoming elections to be held on March 15. So right now, Rafa Yosete is our interim president. So until the elections are announced and the president is announced, Rafa Yosete will be running things in Barcelona. This is really interesting. Election period is always really interesting. Elections in Barcelona's culture are always really interesting. Now, Joan Laporta was elected in 2021 by a margin of 54 points, 54% in the last presidential election. So now this leaves a mark on Joan Laporta's legacy. Guys, when you look at Joan Laporta's legacy, first of all, before I even go to his legacy, when you look at how he won the elections, the margin that he won the election with, it was 54 points against the second who was Victor Font, who had about 16,679 votes, and Joan Laporta came up with 30,184 votes. Like, this was a landslide. A lot of people back then, I remember that was someone during the COVID era. A lot of people were rooting for Joan Laporta to be president, and one of those people who highly rooted for him to become president, and who was one of the reasons why Joan Laporta became president was Lionel Andres Messi. Back then, they had a really solid and good relationship, and Messi was promised a contract extension, and things went sour. I don't know where the relationship stands right now, but I can tell things are sour. The relationship with Leo Andres Messi and Joan Laporta right now as we speak is not on good terms. I don't know if this will affect Joan Laporta in these elections. I believe it will to some extent, to some point. I believe it will, because people will still hold on to that fact that he let Messi go. But I gotta say this from a soccer fan standpoint and from a hardcore Barcelona standpoint. At some point, guys, at some point we had to let Messi go, right? At some point we had to let Messi go. Maybe that was a wrong point, but at some point Messi was going to go. So everything that happened. Now we kick off to this new era. Speaking of new era, Joan Laporta, before he became president again in 2021, he was elected in his first tenure in 2003 to 2008. That's the tenure that he served, and this is considered by many to be Barcelona's golden era. During this era, Barcelona won a major of 12 trophies, which includes two UCLs, four La Ligas, two Supercopa de España, one Copa del Rey, one UEFA Super Cup, and one FIFA Club World Cup. I gotta say, guys, Laporta, we always win. With Laporta as president, with Laporta in charge, we always deliver. We always win. Trophy wise, we always win. Player wise, we always win. Because when you remember that era, when you clearly remember that era, the caliber of players that we had Ronaldinho, we had Victor Valdez, we had Samuel Eto'o, we have Carlos Puyo, we had Xavi Hernandez, we had Iniesta, we had Sergio Busquets, we had Gerard Piqué, we had a lot of Rivaldo, I believe Rivaldo, no, he didn't, I don't know, and also not only the caliber of players, but the caliber of managers that Laporta hires. Laporta has got this scene of hiring really good, incredible manager. He had Frank Rijkaard, who said from 2003 to 2008. During this tenure, he won at least one UCL, two La Liga title, a Copa de España. Guys, this was the beginning of the golden era, and under his tutelage, under his coaching, we had one of the greatest players in Barcelona history, Ronaldinho, who won his first Ballon d'Or. So, guys, Laporta has got this scene of, I don't know if it's luck, I don't know how I can call it, but Laporta has got this thing of really hiring great managers. After that, he had Pep Guardiola. In what Pep Guardiola did with Barcelona, redefined football. Even today, people still talk about what Pep Guardiola did with Barcelona, and it was all thanks to the trust of Joan Laporta. Now, in his second tenure, he has at least two La Ligas, two Copa del Rey, and three Copa del España. And we look at the caliber of managers that he's had so far. Ronald Koeman, who didn't really do as much, but yeah, we then had Xavi Hernandez, who sort of catapulted what we are going through right now. If it wasn't for Xavi Hernandez, if it wasn't for what Xavi Hernandez did back then, we wouldn't be where we are right now. He gave debuts to a lot of players like Ramin Yamal, Pau Kubasi, and Gavi. So if it wasn't for Xavi Hernandez, guys, and who had Xavi Hernandez, that was Laporta. Laporta also had our very own, I believe, the best manager that we have right now, the best, one of the best, if not top three, top five, top two best managers in the world right now, in Baba Hansi Flick. So with Laporta, I always trust. With Laporta, not always trust, but with Laporta, at least you have some hope. With Laporta being your president, at least you have some hope. As I said, I believe the 2020, the 2021 Lionel Messi saga will also, I believe, will heavily influence these elections. Not only that, you have to remember that Laporta also supported the creation of of European Super League. So I believe that will also somehow affect him in the elections. But Laporta has got a lot of good relationship with Hansi Flick. He has got good relationships with, I believe, maybe with his colleagues, the board. He has a good relationship with the players. He has also good relationship with the fans. So I believe, I don't know how this is going to run. But right now, we are under an interim manager, Rafa Yasete. So let's see how this goes. March 15th, I believe we'll have maybe a second leg of Champions League looking at our calendar. So let's wait, let's see how this goes. Let's watch the campaign. I'll see you in the next video. As always, Visca Barça, Visca Catalonia.